Okay, sorry about being here late tonight, guys. But you do have 24 more hours, so I think you'll be fine. To make your hurt, the diagonals of a rhombus are perpendicular to each other. Help or test for conjecture. Right? Graph quadrilateral ABCD on a coordinate grid with A equals 1, 4, B is 6, 6, C is 4, 1, and D is negative 1, negative 1. You can use the E tool if you need. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and graph that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and draw my. Let's see. I think most of this is just right down the middle. So that's my y-axis. That's my x-axis. So x, y. Sorry. Um, let's see. A is 1, 4. So 1 and 4. So I'm gonna put that. That's gonna be A. Okay. B is 6, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's 4, 5, 6. And you can see how fast you can get things done if you just put your mind to it. Right, that's B. C is 4, 1. So 4, 1 right here. And D is negative 1, negative 1. So easy it is to graph. You just gotta do it. That's all it is. Just do it. That's what Nike says. Okay. So that's your quadrilateral ABCD. A rhombus has four sides that are equal length. Is ABC a rhombus? Show how you know. Right. This one's gonna be a lot. Okay. so if so, we're gonna use what we learned in class with the Pythagorean theorem. This diagonal here. I'm gonna figure out, what my y is. So on this one, the side is gonna be up 2, and this one's gonna be over, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is up 2 and over 4. Right, so from A to B. Maybe not. Let's see. 1, 4. 4, yep. And then let's see. 4, 2. Oh, that's 5 actually. Yeah, that should be 5. That's 5. So I did some recounting. My B is a little short. It should be a little bit over to the side, like about right here. But that's 5. Okay. So if I do this, I will have 2 squared plus 5 squared equals your C squared. Right? And C is the side that we're looking for. So that's going to be 4 plus 25 equals C squared. That's 29 equals C squared. Right? And using your calculator, I'm going to go ahead and do the square root of 29. That comes out to be about 5.38. Okay, so we're going to say C is equal 5.38. Okay. Now, that was just for that one. Okay, so let's go ahead, remove all that. And if we ever have the two sides are 2 and 5 again, then we will know that it's going to be the same answers, right? So let's look at this next one. So for this triangle here, so C, right? And so if we go 2 right here, from C to B, and then from here we go straight up, right? So that's at 6, and then at C that's already at 1. So you know what? I'll get 2 and 5 again. And again, if I just get 2 and 5 for the side and I solve for C, I'll get 5.38. So this one is going to be the same, right? Because my sides are my A square and B square is 2 and 5 again. Okay, let's do this one right here. This one right here. Okay. So I'm going to go straight down. So down 1, down 2. So far it's 2. And then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 2 and 5 again. That's going to be these two again. So my answer is going to be 5.38 again. See? So I don't even have to calculate it, because if I draw my triangle and I get 2 and 5 again on my legs, on my a squared and my b squared, I will get the same answer. It doesn't matter. All right, so here's the last one, AD. So if I go 1, 2, now we go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 2 and 5 again. All right, so I don't have to do anything, and I already know that these are going to be, this is that all the side lengths are going to be the same. So a rhombus has 4 side lengths. Oops, sorry. Let me lock that in. Lock in place. Okay, so a rhombus has 4 side lengths that are equal in length. It's A, B, C, D, a rhombus. And yes, it is a rhombus, right? We show that. Okay, so the showing is right here. And they're all going to be 5.38 for each side. Okay, that's how we know. Write the equation of the lines which diagonals lie. That is, write the equation AC and BD. Right, so AC, it's going to be this line here. And BD, it's going to be this line. Okay. So AC, let's see, write the equation of the line. So this one's going to be, so AC, this is going to be the equation y equals, and then the slope is going to be down 1, down 2, down 3, and then over 1, over 2, over 3. So down 3 over 3 is my slope. And then plus, and then, so basically my slope is -1, right? Because -3 divided by 3 is -1. So I know that I go down 1 and over 1, right? So it's -1. So that means if I'm right here, that means that if I go down 1 over 1, then that means it's going to cross it right here. So that's going to be a positive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So plus 5. Okay, and that's my line AC. Oops. Let me just move all that. Okay, line BD. So I'll do that. It's gonna be y equals, and then it's gonna be mx plus b again. But we're gonna be able to figure out what it is. So let's see, from D to B. So we're gonna go up 1, up 2, up 3, up 4, up 5, up 6, up 7, and then over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. Remember, I'm a little off. So it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So it should be, so it's actually up 7 and over 7. So it's actually 7 over 7x. Right? And 7 divided by 7, if you do the math, it's actually 1. So it's 1x plus, and then what does it go? What does it hit? It hits it right here, because if we go up 1 to over 1, we hit the spot. So it's plus 0, where we don't have to write it in. Right? So your equations are those two. So that's AC and that's BD. Okay. Compare the slopes, and what do you notice? So the slopes are actually opposite. One's positive, one's negative. And 1 over 1, if you flip it, you get 1 over 1. So that means that the slopes are going to be perpendicular, or the slopes are opposite and flips. So that means that these diagonals are going to be perpendicular to each other. So compare the slopes. So we want to say, I'll put it over on this side. We want to say the slope of AC is -1, and the slope of BD is +1. Okay, so what do you notice? Right? Since AC and BD have opposite and reciprocal slopes. Okay, the lines are perpendicular. Okay. Okay, that one was tough. Okay, that one's number 87. All right, 88. Diagram below shows 3 bowed segments. Find the coordinates of the midpoint of each segment. Oh, this is homework number 8. Yeah, we should have done this one tonight. That's what. Okay, so you won't be able to do this one because you probably could actually do this one. I mean, because the midpoints, the coordinates of the midpoint. I mean, you just got to find the middle of it, right? So, like for A right here, the middle is, right here, and you can actually even see it, right? Because you have to go 1, 2, and then a half, and then from this side you have to go 1, 2, and a half, right? So, so the midpoint for line A is that looks like what? 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half, and then up 1, 2, 3. So that's 4.5, comma 3. Right. So that's the midpoint of line A. Okay. Midpoint of line B. Again, you can see it on here. It's gonna be right there in the middle, right? Because it's 1, 2 and a half. And then from here, it's gonna be 1, 2 and a half. Right. So that's gonna be 1, -1, -2, -3, and then up 1 and a half. So the coordinate is gonna be -3 and then 1.5. All right. So what is that? Okay, and then C is, you can see the halfway is going to be right here. That's going to be 1, 2, 3 and a half. And then you're going to go 1, 2, 3 and a half. So yep, that is the halfway right there. Okay, and that coordinate is going to be 1 and a half and then down 2. So the coordinate is going to be 1.5, comma, -2. All right, so I know there's another way to do it. Okay, but because we didn't do that lesson today, and you will do it tomorrow, you actually won't be able to use that technique, and you can just use the eyeballing technique. All right, and then the last page, we've got just the last one. Let's lock that in. Okay, given the 2 points, write the equation for the line passing through the points, and is that also on the same line? All right, explain your reasoning. Okay, so given these, so we would not want to graph this, right? So we are actually gonna have to find the slope, and with the slope, you could either use Evie's method or Miranda's method, which is the same method, but we just gave it different names, right? So Evie's method is take the y's and subtract them. So 25 minus 7. So that will, first off, that would be the slope. So the slope is 25 minus 7, and then you also have to do the bottom. So then you have to go and do not the bottom, but the x's. 30 minus negative 24. So you're going to do 30 minus and then a negative 24, right? And that actually makes a positive. So it'd be 25 minus 7, and then 35 minus a negative is actually, sorry, not 35, 30 minus a negative is 30 plus 24, right? And 25 minus 7, you can use a calculator for all this, makes 18, and 30 plus 24 makes 54. Right, so it's 18 over 54. Right, and then you're just going to go ahead and reduce it down as much as you can. So I think I can divide both of these by 9. Okay, so 18 divided by 9 makes 2. 54 divided by 9 makes 6. And oh, guess what? I can divide it by 2. Right, so divide it one more time by 2. So really, I could have just divided by 18, but I didn't know that. So you get 1 over 3. So your slope is 1 over 3. So when you write your equation, it's going to be y equals m, which is 1 over 3x. Right, now that we have this, right, we're going to go ahead and try to find the y-intercept. Okay, and the y-intercept, you're going to find it by using y equals mx plus b. So you're going to go ahead and do, right, y equals mx plus b. You're going to go ahead and use the m, which you found out was 1/3. So you're going to put 1/3 for the m. The y, you can use either one of these points. I'm going to go ahead and use this point. And this is the y, and this is the x. So the y is 25. So I'm going to put 25 equals 1/3. And then the x is going to be 30, because that's what x says. And then plus b. And now we're looking just for b. So 1/3 of 30, if you use a calculator, I know what that is already. But, if you don't know, you can put 1/3 times 30. That makes 10. Right? So now you got 25 equals 1/3 times 30, and we found out that was 10, plus b. You're going to solve this by subtracting 10. So you get b equals, use your calculator if you need help, but that makes 15. So your equation is y equals 1/3 x plus 15. Second part says, hey, is 51 and 33 also on the same line, right? And explain it. So y equals 1/3 x plus 15. We're going to go ahead and put the x as 51 and the y as 33. And if that, that's the y. And if that comes out to be equal to on both sides, then we know that it's on the same line. So again, we're going to put y as 33. So 33 equals 1/3. And then x, we're going to use 51 plus 15. And we're going to see if both sides equal out. This side, the left-hand side, obviously it's just going to be 33. You need to figure out what 1/3 of 51 is. So use your calculator if you don't know. So again, I'm going to do 1/3 times 51. That makes 17. So that's 17 plus 15. So is 33 equal to 17 plus 15? And what is 17 plus 15? 32. See that? That's equals to 32, which fails. Okay, it's a false statement. So we want to say 51, 33 is not on the line because the statement is false. Okay, which means it's not true. Okay, all right. Oops, that's a wrap. See you Friday.